So far into this review, we haven't had any zones that aren't on the extremes. Labyrinth Zone is extremely good, Springyard is the worst, Green Hill is good, and yes, I think it's good. I just said it's not as good as the majority of people say, and Marble Zone is absolutely amazing. However, Starlight Zone is really the most mediocre level here. There's a lot of stuff I actually love about Starlight Zone, but there's also a lot of stuff I really dislike. So, let's talk about it. Honestly, this zone's main thing I actually adore about it is that this is Green Hill Zone done perfectly. I love this zone's level design. In fact, it's almost perfect. A lot of comments between my videos really opened my eyes about why people really like Green Hill so much and why people don't like Marble Zone and Labyrinth Zone. The reason why people don't like these zones as far as I can see is that Sonic's momentum isn't used in these zones. In Green Hill, there are plenty of slopes and loops for you to roll onto and off of. Marble and Labyrinth Zone don't have that, and while I still do prefer those zones over Green Hill, the criticisms are very valid, and honestly, it is fun to sometimes roll down huge slopes and find curved terrain. So, by explaining that, the ideal level design I prefer would be a level mostly focused on platforming, plenty of secrets to find, a good amount of verticality to it, and with occasional slopes and curved terrain to have occasional speed moments. Sure, I don't need all of this to enjoy a zone, but this is my preferred level design, and if any of you have played Starlight Zone before, you know that this checks all the boxes. These acts are so good. The platforming is very well paced, the speed sections are so fun and just long enough. You can even extend them if you're good enough at the game, and boy, the exploration and verticality is popping off. The lowest path literally touches the floor, and the highest has you actually go off the screen from the top. I love this zone's level design, and the best part is that the music is somehow even better. The music perfectly encapsulates the feeling of the zone, and the sensation you get from the music is unlike any other song I've ever heard. And the backdrop is breathtaking. Go up to the higher routes to see the beautiful night sky and the glistening blue lit stars. I'll go to the lowest routes to see the construction of buildings, which I personally think are the ones from Springyard. Beautiful visuals, great level design, and the best music I've ever heard. Wow, Kranos, you say? You're talking about Starlight Zone like it's better than sliced bread. Why do you think it's average? Well, let's talk about that too. Even though I praise the level design a lot, there are still some stuff I really dislike about this level. Remember how I said the lowest path has you touching the floor? Well, that actually damages the level for me. The bottomless pits here are absolutely insane. The level doesn't even warn you about these bottomless pits, and it doesn't seem like they're there. And the platform they put over it isn't fair. Look, I know that putting platforming over bottomless pits is to encourage you that you platform carefully, but sometimes the level just doesn't let you know that you're about to have some extremely heavy platforming from a burst of speed. You can literally just fling yourself off the map because you're going too fast. If you truly want to enjoy Starlight Zone, then I suggest you take the top route. But that brings me to another huge problem with this level. Introducing an enemy worse than Caterpillars, worse than Buzz Bombers, and yes, worse than the Rollers in Springyard, we have the Bombers. These guys blow up after they detect you, and for some reason, the developers decide to spam the crap out of them in some places where they can't be avoided. And the worst part about it is that you can't kill them at all. Remember all the way back in my Labyrinth video where I said this? To me, if you miss a Chaos Emerald maybe in Springyard or Marble Zone, don't try and get it in Labyrinth Zone. Do it in Starlight, although that's also unfairly difficult in some places. Well, this is exactly what I was talking about. The places they put these enemies are even more inconvenient than Marble Zone's Caterpillars, and overall, this level suffers heavily from it. You may have noticed that there's one thing I always talk about that I haven't mentioned yet, and that's the boss fight, and that's because I was so torn on it. For Sonic 1 standards, this is a good boss fight. You have to dodge the falling spike balls and launch yourself or the balls back into your Robotnik. It isn't bad at all, it's just that you were simply waiting for another spike ball to fall to attack him. But in the end, if I had to choose, I'd say it's just a bit more good than bad, not because of its quality, but just because of the fact that almost every other boss in the game isn't that good. In conclusion, the music, background, and level design at its core are spectacular. but the infuriating and annoying enemy placements, the constant bottomless pits, and the even more constant objects that you have absolutely hope of ever knowing are there, and the above average boss are what makes me truly think that Starlight Zone is just average. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. There's a few things I want to say before I end this video. First of all, thank you guys so much for 1.3k views on my Marvel Zone video. I had no idea it would ever go that high, but I knew eventually it was gonna happen, but I had no idea that was actually gonna happen now. Second of all, about me not making only Sonic content, I've either decided to like do it here, but I don't want to do it here because I feel like it's gonna damage. Like, some people are here for Sonic just because I like some other content, like some other games. Doesn't mean that other people that watch this for Sonic are also into that. So that's why I'm kind of cautious about putting it here. Or I could make another channel where I post that there and then just make it my second channel. But the problem with that is that I don't want to have to, like, doing this is already like stressful enough, but I don't want to put more stress on myself by having a second channel that I need to run with other stuff. Maybe I'll do like the way SF Productions does, because like his other channel, he doesn't upload as much. But I don't know. I still think about it. I'm sure by the time we're done with the Sonic 1 retrospective, then I'll have a clear head and mind and know what to do. Anyways, have a good day or night wherever you are.